Hi, I'm Tony, and 11 years ago I left the UK to travel around the world. I spent the first 2 years travelling around Europe and down through Africa on my motorbike. Then I spent a year in Australia before heading into Southeast Asia with my bicycle. Now that the coronavirus restrictions have calmed down, I'm travelling around South America. Hi guys, welcome back to my vlogging series Bikepacking through South America. In last week's vlog I just arrived at Boca Manu. Well, now I've just left Boca Manu and I'm heading down this gravel road through the forest heading towards Cusco. It's going to take me a little while to get there, so let's get on the road. To start off this week, I was heading out of the Peruvian Amazon and back towards civilization. The only strange thing about this was the route that I was taking doesn't appear on any maps. Here you can see that on Maps Me, the road doesn't start until around halfway to Itahuania. Whereas on Google Maps, the road doesn't start until you actually arrive in Itahuania. The road itself is a gravel road that is mostly used for trucking out wood that has been logged illegally in the area. There are quite a few places where the road crosses a stream, or should I say a stream crosses the road. So you have to ride through the water. Some of these water crossings were full of butterflies, so as you rode through the water, they all swarmed up and flew around you. It was really quite beautiful. But these water crossings were nothing compared to the water crossings that were waiting for me further down the road. Unfortunately, it was on this road that disaster struck. I was filming myself riding through the forest when my drone hit some leaves and fell to the ground. The actual body of the drone wasn't damaged, but the flex cable that connects the camera was split. I'm not having the best morning. Had a small crash with the drone, but it's damaged the one of the ribbon cables that attaches to the gimbal. I don't know if it's something that I can repair or if I can get a spare part and replace it, but yeah, I was pretty annoyed when it happened, and I've just been cycling a little while, and yeah, I've stopped now because I've got to this place where there's a lot of butterflies, but also because as I was riding just now, I swallowed a fly, stopped, drank a bit of water to try and make sure that it was gone wherever it was going to go. Then as soon as I started riding again, I got an insect in my eye. So yeah, I was just annoyed. But I've been remembering other times when I've had similar problems with equipment. So the very first week that I started traveling, I was robbed and they took my laptop, my camera, and all my important documents. So like insurance papers, degree certificate, basically every piece of paperwork that I owned. It took me about 12 hours to get over that and get into the stage of just dealing with the problem. Then when I was in Africa, there was a thunderstorm, so I left my laptop in a bar. And it turned out that this bar had a hole in the roof, but only in this particular spot where I'd left my laptop. So that broke. It didn't take me so long to get over that. Like pretty much straight away I was into just finding out whether I could fix it. And then when I realized I couldn't, I was just like, okay, just move on. But this time it's my drone, which is a pretty specialized bit of equipment that I really like using and is really useful for my YouTube clips. So I just keep thinking about how I could fix it or replace it. It doesn't help that I'm out here in the forest in the middle of nowhere so I can't use the internet to Google it and even find out whether there are spare parts available. So I just need to try not to think about it too much and just get to a place where there is internet and then start dealing with it then. But this is a really beautiful spot for me to stop. Let's take another look at the butterflies. So to make things worse today, I'm about 20 kilometers away from the place I'm heading to. It's gone dark and it's just starting to rain, and I've got a problem. Okay, so to make things even worse today, I'm about 20 kilometers away from the place I'm heading today. It's just turned dark and it's starting to rain, and there's mosquitoes everywhere. And the bolt has fallen out of the other side of my pannier frame. And if you remember, that happened on the other side a couple of weeks ago, but it's just happened now on this side. So now I've got to stop in this place full of mosquitoes and try and fix it. Wonderful. After a long, stressful day, I finally made it to Itahuania. Luckily, I quickly found a place to sleep in a spare room above one of the local shops. After a shower and a change of clothes, I spent the evening chatting with them. Good morning. Yesterday was a difficult day. I think mostly because I hadn't really eaten lunch and it was getting late in the day. That usually makes me a little bit grumpy, but damaging my drone was very annoying and frustrating. Especially not having internet to be able to even check whether I can fix it. But yeah, all the way riding to the place that I've stayed last night, I was thinking like, oh, when I get there I'm going to record a video and complain about all the stuff that's gone wrong. And to be honest, yeah, okay, things went wrong and it was really annoying and frustrating. But then when I got to this place, yeah, the people were friendly. I spent the evening speaking to them in my broken Spanish, and stayed here last night. It was comfortable. There was a storm all night. You can probably hear the rain dropping on the tin roof. They've actually said that I shouldn't leave, because the road to go further has another like 4 or 5 river crossings, and because of the rain the rivers will be deeper and faster flowing. But I don't know, I might risk it anyway. 60 kilometers to get to the town, and hopefully I'll have internet access when I get there. But yeah, it should be, to be honest, it should be a fun day, as long as I am not frustrated and angry like I was yesterday. So I just need to have some good breakfast, get all my things ready, just take it steady and try and enjoy the river crossings and things like that. It should be fun. but now I'll go down for breakfast. Hi guys, I've just left the town that I stayed in. They actually told me not to go because of the storm last night. They said the rivers will be deeper than normal, but I told them it'd probably be okay because there's 8 rivers to cross and there's only one of them that they said is a big river, and that's 20 kilometers away. So you know, by the time I get there, maybe the water level's gone down. I've actually just crossed my first of the 8. Let's see if we can get it on camera. So yeah, this was number 1. It wasn't so bad. As you can see, the water's really brown, probably because of the rain. Got a lot more sediment in there. So I couldn't tell how deep it was, so I had to walk across first. It wasn't even knee deep, so I just pushed the bike through. So I'll continue now and we'll see what the other ones are like. Okay, well here's something interesting. The 2 water crossings that I've just done aren't even on the map, so these don't even count towards the 8. So I wonder what the real 8 on the map are actually going to be like. Okay, I've got to the first river. I checked the map just to make sure. And oh my goodness, this is really wide, and there's even a warning sign telling you not to cross the river certain times because it's too deep. But as I was coming down the road, there were trees blocking the road. That's a really bad sign because it means nobody has passed through since the storm. However, as I was just coming down to this river, I was passed by 2 vehicles. One was a big truck and the other one was like a 4x4 flatbed thing. So that means at least I should be able to, I don't know where they started from, admittedly, but it does give me some confidence that I should be able to get through. Yeah, now let's try and cross this river. Okay, so this is actually the first river crossing I've ever done with a bicycle. So yeah, I am new to all of this and I'm still kind of learning. So I've just walked the river, and at first, for some reason I thought going through this part, the narrowest part of the river, would be best. Because of the ripples and stuff, I thought, oh, this must be shallow. But actually, right in the middle there, it gets like waist deep and really fast. So then I thought, well, I'll try the longest route. And yeah, there it gets just knee deep in the middle. And it's not so fast flowing. So now what I think I'm going to do is just take off my panniers first, carry my panniers across, and maybe my handlebar bag as well because it's got my camera and I don't want that to get damaged. Because if I take the panniers off, then the water isn't going to be deep enough to get to anything that's big and going to catch the water. But my panniers would, yeah, I think the force of the water would hit my panniers and try and pull my bike down the river. So I'm going to take those off first and carry them across, and then take the bike across and then put everything back together. I think that's probably the best way to do it. River number 1 completed successfully. I didn't video the actual crossing. I was too worried about just getting my stuff across safely. But I think maybe the next one I'll do a time lapse of crossing the river. There are 8 rivers to cross today, so plenty of opportunities to video it. But I'm happy with that first one. Now let's get going again. Okay, so I've arrived at river number 2. They actually told me this was the biggest river, but it's not too bad. It's not so deep, but in the places where it's not deep, the water's moving quite fast. So I'm going to take the bags off and carry them across, just like last time, just to be sure that the bike doesn't get dragged downstream. But yeah, I'm not too worried about this one. Okay, river number 2 crossed successfully. I didn't make any footage because this one isn't all that impressive. As you can see, somebody's just washing their 4x4 in the middle of the river. But I made it all the way across. I only took off the front panniers this time because they're the ones that sit the lowest on the bike. So yeah, pretty easy. River number 3. It's actually not so wide. I don't know how deep it is though, so I'm just going to do a little walk across first and just test it out. Okay, so I think that's number 3. Wasn't so hard. Let's get back on the road. So as my day comes to an end, almost sunset, I'm just about to arrive in a town called Salvacion, and I'm at the last river crossing. River number 8 from the map, but it's actually number 12 in reality. So this one is a little bit bigger than the last few, but it's not really very deep. I've just seen a truck drive through it. So there's this bit here, and then a bit at the other side there. So just cross this one, head into town, and I'm gonna stay at hopefully a nice place. Hi guys, I've spent the last few days relaxing here in a town called Salvacion. It's a beautiful spot, like a parrot rescue place. So there's lots of macaws and parrots around the place, and it's a big deck on top of the house with just tents and hammocks to hang around in. Really good. I've been using my time here to get my YouTube videos ready for this week, and also do some research about fixing my drone. I'm gonna head to Cusco tomorrow, and I'll try and get my drone fixed as quick as possible so that I can get some good footage as I continue through Peru. There are a few spots that I really want to get drone footage for, so let's hope I can get that done quickly. Thank you so much for joining me on my trip so far. Please like, share and subscribe to stay up to date with my progress as I continue to bike pack through South America.